in spirituality, there is all this talk about how to surrender. For as long as you're thinking about how am I going to surrender, surrender is impossible. Surrender happens to you. It's not something you get to happen. Surrendering is a implication, a natural consequence of something else. And if you're trying to get to that consequence, then you will not allow that something else to happen. And therefore, you never get there, if you know what I mean. And I don't even know how to share this because it's so personal. To me, it just happened. One day I woke up and I realized, shit, this has been happening for 6 months now, and I didn't even realize it. And then 2 years later, wow, this happened. It has actually happened. I've been like this for now 2 years. I didn't even see it coming. Um, and the surrender is not, when you have the agenda, I want to surrender because I want to stop suffering. It's not gonna work, buddy. That's exactly what you do in order to keep suffering. When the blame game stops because there is no personal self, ego is just a complex of a mind, and it's all about nature. It's not about you. When the blame game stops, and it's okay for you to suffer, and at least for me, there was a time when I could sincerely look at myself in the mirror with absolute openness and sincerity. There was nobody else around. It was a conversation between me and myself. Nobody else would ever know about it, except that I'm talking about it now. I could sincerely look at myself in the mirror and say, I think you will suffer from anxiety for the rest of your life. And that was after 10 years of trying to get rid of it. 10 years, therapy, all kinds of things, trying to reduce anxiety. One day I looked in the mirror and I was spent. When you lose the fight and there's nothing more in you, it's like, okay, I've tried everything. There's nothing in me now. I'm spent. And you look in the mirror and you say with absolute sincerity, yeah, buddy, for the rest of your life, that's all you're going to know. You are going to be suffering from anxiety and torturing yourself until the moment of your death. And there is no solution. Nothing can work. There's nothing that can be done about it. When you say that sincerely to yourself, something changes within you. I don't know what it is. Something flips. And you don't notice it immediately. It's not like after this happens, oh, now I'm free from suffering. No. It's you stay with that energy of loss, of defeat for a while. And slowly something is changing deep within you. Then you don't notice at first. In hindsight, you do notice. But you only notice in hindsight. Something is changing, something is moving. And lo and behold, it is the very acknowledgement that I will suffer forever. And there is no solution. That's what somehow, I cannot tell you how, somehow reduces the suffering. It's like it switches off the fuel pump. Some fuel doesn't get there anymore to the fire of self-torture and suffering. Suffering is always self-imposed. Pain is not. Suffering is always self-imposed. Then the fuel gets reduced. And one day you realize it's okay if I suffer because it isn't about me. It has never been. Will never be. It's about nature working through me. And you are a slave of nature. There is a sense in which it's true to say, I am a slave of nature, and therein lies my freedom. I don't know whether people can wrap their heads around what I just said because it's so inaccurate what I said, but maybe you get a feeling for where I'm trying to go.